Hey everybody, it's Vicky and I am with Making Moments and Memories, and I have my paper pumpkin that arrived a few days ago, and I took the cellophane off. So it ships like this with the cellophane. I took it off, but I waited to do the unboxing and opening on camera, and I've been waiting a couple days. I'm really excited. So here we go. And the box can be reused. So we have an extra stamp set this month. Typically, you just get one small stamp set. The ink spot is Lost Lagoon, which I actually think that was in a kit that I did. It wasn't a paper pumpkin subscription, but it was in a kit that I had done. So I think I have another one of those. And then here is the card pack. So it always comes with this tissue, sometimes different colors. And Daisy Daydream. Oh my gosh, that's cute. So it looks like 9 cards. Yep, 3 of this one, 3 of that, and 3 of that. Cute. All right, well, let's get to it and we'll see how these go together. And I'll probably do one of each like I usually do, so that we can see what the 3 different cards look like. And this will be great for spring cards, or if you wanted to turn them into Easter cards, you could even do that too. And then we'll go through kind of what we have and we'll break it down. Oh, look at that cute little die cut. Oh. Okay. And I always save this chipboard. I use it for all kinds of different projects. And then they always give you a sheet for what the stamps are, and you can store them so you can kind of see how they're going to stamp. And then this one goes there. And there is a die set add-on that coordinates. So there's a bee die, a honeycomb, but they don't align. The dies don't align to cut any of these out. It's just for extra, like, embellishing. And let's grab, so let's see what we need for card number 1. So they have Enjoy Your Special Day for the stamp set. One of these here. And then these are glue dots and Stampin' Dimensionals. And these are actually strips. Long strips for that one. And cute, look at these envelopes. And a lot of people use these envelopes. They cut these and turn them into cards. They'll stamp a sentiment on the front of this and turn it into a card front, which you can do that. That's really cute. So we have 3 bees. I had a friend that, she's like, I don't like bees. I don't want bees on my things. She never liked this has a little bee on the flap, but then just the daisies on the front. So there's 3 envelopes like that one. And then I had another, well, I mean, she's still a friend of mine. So is the other one. But she doesn't like mice on her things. Or she can't understand, Christmas mice. And I'm like, I think they're cute. But this one has a little daisy. That's cute. And then that's the flap. So there's 3 envelopes like that. Those are really, really cute. So we're going to set the envelopes aside. I'm going to grab, so this is what we need for card number 1. That's so pretty. And then that's the back. And then the same thing, you could cut this in half and make 2 different card fronts. But we need one of those. So we're going to set these 2 aside. This is some vellum. These are the blue card bases. We'll need one of those later. And then this is a card front and this pops out. So we're gonna set one of those aside. And then we have 3 cards that are kind of like just a soft brushed yellow on both sides. So we're gonna pull one of those out. Some honeycomb die cuts. So these will just pop right out. Gosh, those are cute. Oh, I wish I could have like a whole pack of those. And then, oh, how pretty. These are little circles and they look like little raindrops on some grass. That's really cute. I'm took one of those out. I'm not sure what we're gonna need first. So we'll set that there. Let's put these here. These daisies are just kind of popping out of the sheets. And then we have a whole sheet of all these daisies. Some of them are a whole stem. We have some bees. So we'll see what we need. We'll set these aside. And these are actually coming out really nicely. Sometimes they're hard to pop out of here without not tearing, if you're too fast, popping them out of there without tearing them. All right, so we've got the yellow and blue. We're gonna set those aside. We're gonna need Enjoy Your Special Day, a little honeycomb stamp, and looks like they stamped in Lost Lagoon. Oops, I thought this was card number 1. It's not, it's this blue one. So they stamped in Lost Lagoon with the little honeycomb. This is the label. And then they put the daisies around that sentiment. Oh my gosh, is that cute? And then just a little honeycomb on the ends with the bee. Yeah, that's adorable and easy too. All right, well, let's grab, so they used this smaller honeycomb stamp. So we have this one. Actually, I'm gonna put it on a smaller block. And then we have this large honeycomb stamp too. So you could use either one. I'm gonna go with the original, like the, what they have for the first card design. And then open this stamp spot. I have a lot of friends that are beekeepers and or they make their own honey. So these will be great cards for those friends. And you could stamp off if you don't want it to be that dark. You could stamp off once on a piece of scrap paper. And this is random. Some people do not like a random design. They like to know exactly where to put the stamp, but just go with it. Be creative, have fun, and do what makes your heart happy. A lot of people say that. And remember, it's only paper and you can always cover it up with an embellishment or something, or another flower or another daisy. And then I'm just gonna go, I don't really want it to match, so we'll go right there. So we'll do 2 together. Then what they did is they stamped the sentiment. Sweetest birthday wishes. Enjoy your special day. I'll stick with enjoy your special day. Sometimes I switch up that sentiment, but we will stick with that one. Put this on a block. And I have it on this tag, I think. Let's make sure. No, it might actually be. Yep, this is the right tag. Okay. And then we'll do this one in Lost Lagoon. And then if you stamp and hold, that gives you a little bit more time for the ink to sink into the paper. And then they put the daisy borders around this. Let me crease this a little bit so it lays a little more flat. And if you were to, put these on the card and think, oh, that's too much, I don't want all those on the card, you can definitely leave one of them off and put it on a different card. And you can go at an angle like this. It doesn't have to be, sometimes things are very symmetrical or very linear. It doesn't have to be. You can cut these apart and you can put them all in a completely different arrangement. And then we are going to need a bee. And then we are going to need the little honeycomb pieces. And I need one more of those honeycomb pieces. They're really cute. There. And then they just sort of position these around the card like that. And this is kind of under. I usually do this. I usually kind of lay things out and see if that's how I want things to look, but that's kind of what they've done. And they put the daisies up with dimensionals. And the sentiment looks like it was just put on with the glue dots. Those are the circles. And the dimensionals are underneath the daisy. That's really cute. So let's see, do we like it linear? Or do we want to kind of maybe go at a little bit of an angle? Like this. I think I kind of like that angle. Yeah, that's cute. I think I'm gonna do that. And instead of the glue dots on the back of this, I'm just gonna go ahead and put liquid glue. And I'm just kind of eyeing up the center of where this card was at. Yeah, super cute. All right, let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. And then I'm gonna put that honeycomb I'm gonna stick it right to this dimensional. So I'm just gonna kind of adhere it because you're gonna have a difficult time gluing this to the card because it's just so thin. We're just going to, let me move this one more direction. Yeah, I think I actually like this at an angle a lot better. Let's put that there. And then we'll put dimensionals on this one. Okay, so I think I'll do the same thing with this other little honeycomb piece. Sort of put it underneath that dimensional, and then put that at the angle. And this little guy, I don't know if they put him with a dimensional. No, they have a glue dot for him, but I think I kind of want him to pop up too. So I'm gonna put a dimensional on this guy. Put two little guys. Oh my gosh. So cute and so easy. And I do like it at the angle. All right, let's jump to card number 2, which is the honeycomb yellow. This one. And this one is portrait. And they are using this piece. And I'm gonna save this, but they didn't use this piece. They actually put the green piece behind that. So I'm gonna save that though. And then, so it looks like they layered that. They use, thank you for always being there for me. They put this down with the strips. So they put this, they raised this piece with those strips. So we will do that. They put this down with glue dots. And then we're using the long daisy and a bee. And then the sentiment over top of that. How cute. And you don't always have to do the sentiment. You know, you can definitely leave that off until you know what kind of a card it's going to be. So those little strips, let's grab those. Let's see what they gave us. So they gave us these glue dots are actually quite a bit bigger. And then they gave us those small dimensionals and these strips. So put these on the back. And these are the same height as the dimensionals, so you don't have to worry about things being, you know, too off balance. And we're just gonna rip that one, put that one there. Rip this one, put that there. I'm gonna put one in the center like that. And there really should be plenty for the other 2 cards as I'm looking at the strips. So I used 4, there's 4 and 3, but you can use these outer pieces. So if you layer it on like I did, you're gonna have plenty of these strips. Cute. And then just make sure your card's going in the right direction. And we're just going to sort of center this over the front of the card. I'm going to use liquid glue for this piece instead of the glue dots. But they do give you, you don't really need your own adhesive for these cards because they usually give you the dimensionals and the glue dots. But sometimes it's just easier to use liquid glue. And then we're just gonna center that inside of there. And then we need the daisy and another bee, and they put these with dimensionals and glue dots. So, yep, so dimensionals on the top of the flower, glue dots here, because you don't want your flower raised here when this is already raised, and then raised here, because that's when things get a little wonky. So we're gonna grab one of these taller daisies. and a B. So we're gonna put glue here, dimensionals here. And then it'll be evenly distributed. So we're gonna do a small dimensional there, a bigger dimensional here, and maybe I might put a smaller one over here on this side, just so it's a little more even. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on the bottom stem here. Cute. Now, as far as the sentiment and the bee, they have the bee kind of here. So the sentiment goes kind of along, and I'm gonna do that. So I'm okay placing my bee on the card right now. And I am just gonna glue it down for the same reason that this is already raised, so you don't wanna raise this again. It just makes the card wonky. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue him in the same position that they have him. And then I might actually not put my sentiment on this card just yet. I might hold off. I kind of like it without the sentiment. So I might leave this as a plain note card. But if you, sorry for my reach, if you wanted to do the same thing, it is one of the bigger labels. So it's one of these larger labels, and they do give you extras of those labels. But I'm gonna hold off. We're gonna jump to card number 3. And card number 3 is the really pretty background of the daisies. So we're gonna set this one aside. And they have this one going portrait as well, but I'm kind of looking, I think, yeah, it does look best in this direction with the smaller daisy at the top. And then for this one, yeah, it's pretty simple. They used Sweetest Birthday Wishes, put that down with glue dots, a little bee and a little piece of honeycomb, and a couple of these little daisies to kind of bring out the rest of that. So let's grab, looks like they used 2 honeycomb pieces. And then it looks like they used 1 bee, a small daisy, a larger daisy, and then like almost like a half daisy. So let's see, let's grab, we've got, let's see what we have. Let's put it down here. So we have, there's like the half daisy, the small, the large. Is this the same? Yeah, that's the same as that one. I'm trying to figure out where they use this vellum, because I did not see that. I'm gonna need this larger tag. What did they do with, I don't see vellum on this one. I missed it somewhere. Ah, it was behind it and I didn't do the sentiment. So for this card, they used a piece of vellum behind the sentiment. So there's 2 little pieces there. So that's why I missed that. All right, makes sense. Okay, so now looks like they actually used a lot of these flowers. Looks like they used 2 big ones, two small ones and the half and layered it over top of the card. That seems, I don't know, that seems a little overkill. So let's say we stamp that one. They put, I don't know if they were trying to match these up or, layered that. Looks like they put this one here. They put this smaller one here, and then they put this half one there. So they raised them all up with the dimensionals, and then they put these little honeycomb die cut pieces in the corners, and then a bee. I don't know, this seems like a lot to me. What do you guys think? I don't know, comment and let me know. I may give this card a rest for a minute. And then this, where do they have this bee? So they have him way down here. I feel like this is all getting lost. Oh, this is way too much. Let's look at this from the beginning again. So this is the back. Let's just say we cut this and we turn this into a completely different card. We could almost do what they're doing. Let's say this is our sentiment and we layer these and put like a little honeycomb piece, and we layer this guy and maybe the half guy, and then we could do a larger daisy. That's kind of there. It's not quite straight, but let's say, for example, let's say we do their layout, but we do it on the back. I don't know. Yeah, this seems like things are getting lost. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut this down, and I'm going to, I think I'm gonna sponge some blue ink on this background. So we're gonna cut it. We're gonna save that. We're gonna cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. And that will fit on like a white card base or a Lost Lagoon card base. Then we can sponge, I think, some blue and maybe even some blue on these, because it feels like this is all kind of getting lost. So let me see. So I just took some Lost Lagoon. I'm just gonna put it on here. We're going to, let me grab a brush. I'm just gonna squirt a scotch of water in there. And let's just see if we can put a little bit of blue into this card and bring out a little bit more of those daisies when they're layered on here. I don't know why. I like yellow, but sometimes too much yellow is just not appealing to me. So feel free to keep doing what they had. And then you can always take them off, you know, and reposition them later on something else. You know, if you put them down with dimensionals, you can peel those off, but they're pretty sturdy. They'll tear your paper if you're not careful. So yeah, I'm liking this blue sponged on here a lot better. So actually then, if we do I'm gonna use the one that said sweetest birthday wishes. So I'm gonna use that one, which is actually, that is what they used. So I'm gonna use that one. Oops, geesh, sorry, that was probably really loud. Get this on here. And I might actually, let me pick up some of this ink so I don't get it all over my other stuff. I might actually sponge a little bit on here too. So let's ink it up first with our sentiment. And then if I sponge around this white tag, and we can kind of do the same thing. Get a little bit of ink. Let me clean this off. And then I think that's gonna be, yeah, that doesn't seem like as washed out or as hidden to me. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Let me clean this off, and then we'll put this together with just the, well, I probably have a Lost Lagoon card base here somewhere. Well, I don't, but we'll go with, well, we can see what it would look like on the blue card base. That'll give us an idea. That'll let us know if we want to put it on a blue or a white. Yeah, I'm probably just going to go with a white card base. And then, yeah, so we're going to, so they had this one originally portrait, but I think what I'm going to do is go landscape on this one. So this one originally was supposed to go up and down, but we're going to make this one landscape, because then I can do the other one, the other card front that I cut off of this, I can do that one portrait, but we're going to keep this one landscape. And I am going to center this in the very middle of this card. These I'm going to put dimensionals on, and I am going to use what they had. So they had 2 of the large, they had 2 of the medium, and then 1 of these half. So I am going to use those all just to kind of see how this is going to look. So I'm going to put dimensionals on them, then we'll lay it out and we'll see if we like the way it looks. And we'll put a few of these little ones on here too. Okay, this guy needs some. And we'll put a small one here. And then we'll put a couple small ones on these petals here. And all my dimensionals are peeling off the backing, so these are all mostly all peeled off already. Now the honeycomb, kind of have to figure out where you're going to want those, because we are going to want to stick them to we're just going to go with it. We're just going to lay these down. We're just going to see what happens. We're going to put that one there. I hope I don't regret my layout decision here. That one's going to go there. We're going to put this, the other large one, I'm going to go opposite of that top corner. Boy, these dimensionals are like super sticky and not cooperating today. Really not cooperating. Must be that I have trimmed my fingernails and so they don't want to come off for me. Let's get a little tool for this one. Well, we just stuck a new one on. Okay, so I don't really want to cover up the sweetest, so we're going to put that one there. And then this little half flower, I think what we'll do is we'll stick the honeycomb below this one. And then we can just layer it like that. That's a little too high. It's covering up my wishes. That's cute. Then we'll put a little dimensional for our bee. And I'm going to put him up there. Yeah, that's a lot cuter than putting those flowers over top of this. Kind of seemed like overkill. All right, so let's grab, let me grab a white card base. And we'll glue this on here. And this will be card number 3, but I'll have to figure out. Yeah, that's really cute. I feel like that's a nice alternative to putting those daisies on this. So now this one, we can do the same thing. We can cut this down. We can put this to 4 by 5 1/4, but when you trim this, you are gonna lose you know, some of these edges. So what I would suggest is do like an 1/8 off of here, an 1/8 off of here, and an 1/8 and an 1/8. So you have a little more symmetrical card that way. So we're gonna go 1/8 on there. Then we can line it up right at that 4. And then we're gonna do 5 1/4. So we're just gonna take off an 1/8 and then make that 5 1/4. Oh, sorry, I was off camera. So I cut it at, it was 5 1/2, so I cut it at 5 3/8, and then I went 5 1/4. And that's how I took it off a little bit off of each side. And I apologize for being off camera there. So this one, same thing. You could put this on a white card base going in this direction, and they did give you extra tags and sentiments and stuff. And as far as bees, I wonder if they gave us extra bees. Let me see. 3 bees on this one. 3 bees. 3 bees on that one. I think they did, because I have 6 bees left and we've only used 1, 2, 3. So we do have, oh no, because we have 6 more cards and 6 more bees. So if you cut that card in half and you do this and you use a bee, you're not going to have a bee for all of your other cards. However, this doesn't really need a bee. You know, you could just do a sentiment which I think is what I'm just gonna do a sentiment for this one. But I think, and I'm gonna set that vellum aside because that is for that other card that I didn't put a sentiment on. I'm gonna grab some Daffodil Delight, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing and sponge a little bit around this border. Just so this kind of doesn't seem like it's just gonna be sitting on there. So let's do that. And you could color this whole tag solid with the yellow as well, but I'm just gonna very lightly brush this Daffodil Delight onto the tag. Then for this one, I could stamp a bee, or I could stamp some flowers or something like that as well onto this tag. So for example, let me grab, because we don't have really extra bee die cuts, but what we can do is stamp this guy. And I wonder if I should stamp him in yellow or black. Let's see what does our stamp set look like. And we could do the body and the wings. Yeah, so I'm gonna stamp him in black. We're gonna try this out. We're gonna see how it goes. So let's grab our black. So I'll put him in Memento. And grab a piece of scrap paper. And let's do this happy birthday. I'm trying to leave room, so I'm picking a smaller sentiment so I can leave room for the bee. So we'll put this little happy birthday. It's kind of nice we have an extra stamp set because we're gonna make do. So we're gonna stamp this in black. so it'll match our bee. And then his wings, I'll have to put those on a block too. We'll try it. We can always redo the back, flip it over and do the back. So I'm just gonna go about halfway on the tag. I'm not gonna put the whole bee down. Like that. That's cute. And you could even just color it from here. You wouldn't even have to put the wing stamp layer on, but I'm gonna show you what that will look like. So we have a little body and we have some wings. So I'm gonna do the body first and get a little block for the body. So we're gonna take him. We're gonna use, same thing, we're gonna use that Daffodil Delight. And we're gonna stamp the body. Oh my gosh, he's gonna be so cute. Oosh. I love it. I'm not even gonna use anything for the wings. Okay, that's cute. I like how that turned out. And we'll set that aside. So now, oh my gosh, that's really cute. You know what though? I think that vellum piece might help this whole tag stand out a little bit better. It kind of does. Well, let's think about this. Okay, I had some extra vellum, so I went ahead and grabbed a bigger piece of vellum that I had. So I'm not using the vellum from the kit, and that actually is a little bit too long. So let me trim this a little bit. And I just think it'll help make that sentiment stand out. So this was 4, let's go 3.5. Yeah, so we're gonna go 3.5 by, how wide was this? So this piece of vellum is 3.5 by 1.5. And we're just going to, I'm gonna center it right in the vellum. I'm gonna glue that. Yep, and then I'm putting this piece that we cut down to 4 and 5 1/4. I'm gonna just put it on a white card base. Okay, and then make sure this is going in the right direction. And then just kind of center that on the card front here. And then I'm gonna put dimensionals on the back of the tag, not the vellum because you'll see it, but just on the back of this white strip. And there we go. That's probably plenty, but there. And that way we got 2 cards out of 1. So we got these 2 out of that back and front of that other card. And I actually think these show up better than if you layered them on here. And you could always layer 1 or 2 on here instead of putting all 5 on this one. you could put 3 on here and like 1 or 2 on this one. But I like how that one turned out. And this one too. I like how I sponged that blue on there. So the kit then, I'm probably going to do, I really like this. So I'm probably going to do all 3 like that. I'm just not sure what I want the sentiments to say. This one, it's funny because now that I look at this one, I'm almost thinking this could be toned down or cut back a little bit as well. This is my favorite. I think this is the cutest. I don't know though. I kind of like how this one turned out too. Let me know what your favorite is. So these were the 2 I cut in half. There was this one, and this was the blue base. So that's got the blue on the back. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching and of course having me work through my didn't like that last design. Give me a comment, let me know what you think, and have a great day.